Well, guys, we got to talk about Terra Luna's stablecoin. Big problems ahead of us. Janet Yellen weighed in on it today, and she talked about how it could be a regulatory risk to the markets and the financial system. And could this usher in crypto regulations, whether that be good or bad? I want to talk about it in the different scenarios and what is at play here. This is big. We also have huge news around the Bitcoin spot ETF in Australia going live this week. All of a sudden, the delays that they had, they are now pushing out this week after the price crash. What's happening here? Some manipulation? I want to talk about it. Also, we have big news around Algorand and much more to talk about, my friends. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and leave a comment below. Quick word from our sponsor, and that is iTrust which allows you to trade crypto within a retirement account, essentially an IRA account. This gives you huge tax benefits and savings, so you don't incur a lot of the taxable events, capital gains tax, when you trade on a regular crypto exchange. It is a full platform with 25 plus cryptocurrencies, a full mobile wallet, iOS and Android. And they use top of the level security. They use Coinbase custody, which a lot of the institutions use, so you don't have to worry about your crypto getting stolen or hacked. Best of all, it is free to sign up. There are no monthly fees or subscription fees. You can go sign up today for free and see if it's for you. Best of all, if you use my link in the description, you can get a $100 funding bonus. So be sure to check out iTrust Capital. Well, my friends, not much to report on the prices. We're still feeling that downward price tumble and pressure, guys. We are in a major downtrend. Look at the Bitcoin daily chart here. Boy, is that ugly. That is ugly. That is something you don't want to see. Hopefully Bitcoin can find a bottom and we don't go too low. You know, some people are calling for 20K. Boy, I hope we don't get to that. I'm still holding out a bit of hope that, we build support level at 30K. We go into that retracement, hopefully, right? Fingers crossed. These are just, thesis of what can potentially happen. We're talking probabilities here. There are no guarantees. So hopefully that will happen. But at this point, it's a wait and see. I don't think the best technical analyst could make a judgment here. This is tough to navigate. But, time heals all, right? And we are able to see the fuller picture as things progress. So we'll have to wait maybe a few weeks, maybe a month. If the price bothers you, don't look at it. Step away. I haven't been looking at the prices. I have not been looking at my portfolio. So I'm being honest, my friends, because that type of thing will get you down sometimes a rabbit hole of like being depressed or worried or whatever it may be. Now, I'm not using leverage trading. I have not invested what I can't afford to lose. I haven't invested my savings. So I'm not like, worried or losing sleep, but it still sucks to look at the price being down like this, right? I'm human just like you guys. And I want to see the price up. I'm here to make money. So it's a rough time. But I've been through stuff like this before, in 2018, 2019, those were brutal years, man. And I kept DCAing and hodling, and I eventually made money as the market went back up. Same thing applies here, right? And certainly we're going to see bigger growth because we are headed to full mainstream adoption, institutional adoption, and so forth. Very different from how it was in 2016 and 2017 when I got into the market. So some interesting things though, guys. We see that there's different folks talking about the Fed may not be able to raise the rates that they were planning to, 10 to 12 times and so forth. And one such trader, Seven Henrik, was on CNBC today talking about that because of inflation, because of recession, because of how bad the economy is, they may not be able to raise rates as anticipated. So what does that mean? I tweeted about it today. I said they will start pumping the markets again sometime this year. Until then, be patient, DCA, and hodl. Because guess what? The midterm elections are coming up. And guess what they're going to want to do? Make sure everything looks good, right? Even the markets, the economy, things are on the up and up, right? So they can maintain their positions. Now, this is not a political channel. I'm not here to say Democrats or Republicans are going to win. I'm just talking about what we've seen historically, how the game is played. So I think markets will start pumping. The Fed will start printing money and pumping again. What I think they're doing is just letting the markets wash out, let it flush out, and adjust to the inflation and all these things that are happening. Then they will have to start pumping again. They have started a chain reaction that they cannot stop, guys, and that is quantitative easing on steroids, right? All the money they printed during the pandemic and so forth. So what we've seen, you may say, well, what the hell does this have to do with crypto? Well, we've seen a high correlation between the stock market and the crypto market. So if the Fed is going to start pumping the bonds and crypto and stocks and so forth, we've seen that trickle down effect to the crypto market. So with that said, guys, we may have a painful amount of months ahead of us, and that could be four to 5 months, and then maybe around a month or two before the midterm elections, you start seeing pumping, and the market maybe finds its bottom and starts working its way up. Just be prepared for that scenario, okay? I know it's tough for some of you to hear, but let's see what happens, my friends. But once again, I personally don't think the Fed is going to be able to raise rates as many times as they were saying. I think they're going to raise it maybe one or two more times, and then they're going to have to start pumping. But we'll see what happens. Now, yesterday we talked about Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, and that he could have, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy could have a big problem with the price of Bitcoin were to drop down to the 20,000s and so forth. He could have a margin call. Well, he clarified some statements here. Here's what he tweeted out today. MicroStrategy has a $205 million term loan and needs to maintain $410 million as collateral. MicroStrategy has 115,109 Bitcoin that it can pledge. If the price of Bitcoin falls below $3,562, the company could post some other collateral. See slides 11 through 12 in Q1 2022 presentation, #HODL. So it looks like he's got a strategy where, they could withstand the price going below 3,500. I don't think they would want to be in that scenario. I don't think the price is getting to that point, but it looks like he has a plan just in case. But man, I would not want to be in Michael Saylor's shoes right now. Yes, he's a multi-millionaire, and I am not a multi-millionaire. But the way he's leveraged right now, and the really big bet that he took on Bitcoin. Even with all that Bitcoin, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes because of the potential of who knows what will happen and where that will leave him and his company. But, in the end, I do think, he'll be all right. But I wouldn't want that pressure and that stress. Now, here's something interesting. We got some news today about in an SEC filing, Town Square Media, based in New York, stated during the first quarter of 2022, the company invested an aggregate of $5 million in Bitcoin. The company believes in the long-term potential of digital assets as an investment. The company reported a $50.9 million of cash and cash equivalents as of March 31st. Wow. So this is verified as per the SEC filing, but we continue to see more companies are adding Bitcoin on their balance sheet and holding it long term. And that absolutely makes sense with the inflation that's happening. So it's not just MicroStrategy, it's not just Tesla. We're seeing companies do this. And even if they're not buying millions upon millions, I should say hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin or crypto, that's okay. They put a few million, that is still adoption and certainly a paradigm shift. Who would have thought that companies will be doing this, right? Whether they're large like Tesla and MicroStrategy or small like Town Square Media. So very interesting move here. Now, guys, this is interesting. And there was some conversations happening on Twitter today about this. Australia's first Bitcoin spot ETF to list Thursday after a 2-week delay. Some were speculating, even including myself. I said, hey, were they aware of some sort of crash coming, the people who run this ETF, and that they're putting it out after the market crash so that the people who want to invest, and remember, this is not futures, this is spot, can get lower entry price points, spot entries price points. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. We've seen some manipulation in this market, and we're going to talk about Luna and Terra's stablecoin, guys, because here is some details that were posted today. This is not 100% confirmed, but some folks have verified some of the data. They're saying that Citadel, yes, Citadel, those bastards, here's what they did. They borrowed 100,000 Bitcoin. They trade 25K Bitcoin for UST, so Terra stablecoin. They open a short. They start dumping 75,000 Bitcoin aggressively. Once Bitcoin reached 30K, they started dumping UST to make it lose its peg. So obviously, the Terra LUNA stablecoin got depegged from the dollar, guys, and it was free falling. I'm talking about going down to 60, 50 cents and so forth. You got Do Kwon tweeting nonstop that they're trying to fix this and working on it. And here's what the folks who tweeted it said. Now, Do Kwon is forced to sell 25,000 Bitcoin at a major loss to recover the peg, further dumping the price of Bitcoin. Meanwhile, Citadel is shorting all the way. And we have another person who verified this respective attack. Here's, and I'm going to give you just kind of the shortened version of this because it's a long thread. He said, how to make greater than $800 million in crypto, attacking the once third largest stablecoin, Soros style, talking about George Soros. Everyone is talking about the UST attack right now, including Janet Yellen, but no one is talking about how much money the attacker made or how brilliant it was. Let's dig into the thread. And then he kind of outlines the moves that Luna made. And, look, I think there were too brazen in certain ways and too public about certain things they did that gave these guys kind of the roadmap as to how they can attack them and just, short the hell out of it, both Bitcoin and UST. And this thread goes on and on, but I can leave a link in the description for you guys to go read it. I don't want to read through all of this because it's really long, but the TLDR is, looks like Citadel did this, guys. And this is big time. Look, it's not illegal at this point. They certainly frowned upon, and these folks who are, constantly trying to short stocks and crypto and so forth. So, man, Do Kwon, he's probably stressing out right now. Now, here's what's interesting. Janet Yellen today had a meeting for folks at Congress, and she spoke about this. I tweeted out the following, and I played a clip of what Janet Yellen had to say. Janet Yellen just mentioned UST. This situation is bad, but the silver lining is they may use it as a catalyst to push through clear regulations. So obviously we had the Biden crypto executive order. Yellen changed her tone on crypto, not talking about it in a negative light. Certainly still highlighting some concerns, and she did do that today. But her comments did flip kind of bullish and more on a positive side. Well, here's what she had to say, guys, and I'll play the clip here for you.
I would note that there was a report just this morning in the Wall Street Journal that a stable coin known as TERRA UST experienced a run and had declined in value. And, I think that simply illustrates that this is a rapidly growing product, and that there are risks to financial stability, and we need a framework that's appropriate.
So notice she said, this is a rapidly growing technology industry. There are some risks. Now she kind of mistakenly said there was a run on UST. There was no run because it was just a different type of situation, right? It wasn't like a bank run on Terra stablecoin. So I think she misspoke there. But notice what she said: we need a framework, right? So I think they may use this situation as see, guys, this is what we've been talking about, the risks to the markets and yada yada. We need to get clear regulations. So this may help push clear regulations through, guys. And let's hope that's the case and it's not some heavy-handed draconian regulations. And once again, I don't think it will be, just given how things have progressed and the executive order and so forth. But hey, look, man, I don't trust the government as much as as some people do. They always have to prove themselves. I don't just take the government's word for it, right? Because look, they would love to maintain certain control and kill certain things that they feel disrupts the incumbents and disrupts them. So we gotta be vigilant and just keep an eye on what may be coming here. Now, here's a quote from Yellen as well. The Treasury will issue a report on crypto and stablecoins shortly. So it looks like that's going to be coming out soon. Hopefully it's not all bad, right? I'm sure they're going to highlight this issue with UST. And once again, hopefully it's not all bad. It does include some positives. Now let's move ahead. Some bullish news around Algorand. Many of you know I hold Algo in my portfolio. Algo, I think, is going to be one of the winners coming out of the crypto market. It's a proof of stake coin, so you can hold it and earn rewards. Borderless Capital, which is, of course, a big time investment firm, I think they had launched a $500 million fund for Algorand, where they were, looking to build and get adoption. They said, "We are thrilled to partner with Hivemind Capital, Algorand, and other top investors on the strategic acquisition of Napster, and we look forward to transforming the music industry together. The future of music on Web3, and it is built on top of Algorand." Wow, bullish statements, guys. This is why I'm holding Algorand in my portfolio. And once again, I have a long-term view, and so do these folks. Look at what they're doing. They're acquiring Napster, right? I know Napster is not like super relevant now, but in the future of how music and NFTs and all these things and digital ownership is going to happen and web monetization, they're building the foundation here, guys. And we're going to see some big things, but the fact that they launch $500 million fund, and they're building and so forth, and the price sucks right now along with the entire market, shows you the mindset of these folks. They're looking long term. So I hope you are too, because that's how they know they're gonna get a return, but they just have a long-term view. They're not looking for 6 month or 1 year return. They're looking over the years. So hope you are looking at it that way as well. Now, big news around FTX exchange, guys. I found this interesting. So FTX US opening at headquarters in Chicago and announcing the largest private guaranteed income and banking inclusion program in US with Eat Org Chicago, $500 a month in supplemental income, financial ed, zero bank fee account, and Visa debit card to 100 Chicagoans hashtag invest Southwest areas, So Brett Harrison, who's the president, I interviewed him on the channel of FTX. Here he's meeting with the mayor of Chicago and a bunch of other folks, guys. I think this is a smart move by these exchanges. And Brett tweeted out about this. This is how you get, your foot in the door and open up new opportunities for crypto, going in and partnering and offering incentives and things that benefit the local economy and so forth. So I know some folks may look at this and it's like, oh, dude, I don't care about this. Just tell me when the price goes up. Well, these are the things. Once again, you're building the on-ramps, you're building the relationships, the marketing, the presence, the brand awareness to bring more investors and to have more folks adopt crypto, right? And to also get clear regulations, right? If you have these politicians who see, okay, you guys are building crypto, you're coming and helping the state, the local city, or whatever it is, and the part of the federal government, whatever it may be, this is going to open doors for clear regulations, guys. So this is all good for the adoption and growth of crypto. Now, finally, I want to talk about this. This is an interesting tweet from Charles Hoskinson, who I'll be interviewing this month, by the way. He says, "I'm always wondering why VCs, venture capitals, and crypto media love certain altcoins and hate on Cardano. Just can't figure it out." Now, he retweeted Mike Novogratz's tweet from January 4th with Luna, his Luna tattoo. Wow, guys. I think this is very revealing. It even really highlights the dynamic of what happened with the conflicts of interest with Jay Clayton and William Hinman and Ethereum versus XRP. What do we know? Novogratz and a bunch of other Ethereum whales funded Ethereum. Obviously, they had the ICO, a lot of illegal buys and so forth, right? Things that would get Ethereum in trouble. Obviously, Bill Hinman got 15 million reasons to look past those things and write a free pass speech, which he gave. And obviously, folks who were shorting XRP were betting on Ethereum. So you just see that sometimes these VCs, they play dirty, and that is they will short, maybe something that's competing with their pick and their investment, and they'll work with the crypto media to put out FUD out there. And Charles is right. Cardano has gotten a lot of hate, and I believe in constructive criticism, but there's a lot of hate against Cardano, even like I mentioned, XRP. So I think this tweet is very, very revealing. Remember, Charles is one of the founders of Ethereum, and he knows how things work here. And I think there's a lot in this tweet. There's a lot. If you understand how the game is played and investments and liquidity and marketing and crypto media, that's a big part of what's been happening. Look, it happens outside the crypto market as well. So very interesting tweet here. And I think a learning opportunity for all of us to get an idea of what may be happening. All right, guys, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, and I'll talk to you all later.